Hi, I'm Scott Ramirez, Vice President of Marketing for the TV Group at Toshiba America Consumer Products. We are here at CEDIA in Atlanta, and I want to talk to you about the TV that's sitting right behind me. This is our new SV670 series, our Cinema Series, top-of-the-line LED TV. As you probably know, the best picture quality today is LED TV. And LED TVs are not all created equal. There are many types of LED TV. You could have edge-lit LED TV, you can have full matrix or direct LED TV, or you could have the best LED TV, which is full matrix local dimming. Why is that the best? It's the best because what we can do with this TV is we can control various zones of the picture. And in a black area of the picture, we can turn our LEDs completely off if we need to. In a bright area of the picture, we can turn our LEDs up to 100% if we need to. So we can create the blackest blacks and the brightest whites on the same screen simultaneously for the best possible contrast. So if you want the best picture, the deepest picture, you want not just LED TV, but you want LED TV with local dimming, which the Cinema Series SV670 does. But it doesn't stop there. This set has our ClearScan 240 technology. So you know that 60 frames is what's being output by this beautiful Blu-ray player right here. By the way, we just introduced our first Blu-ray player, and that's what you're seeing here on this TV behind me. But that is only 60 frames coming into the TV, and 60 frames is not enough to take care of motion blur. So the next step in technology is 120 hertz, means 120 frames per second. We got farther than that. This is ClearScan 240. Now there are two ways to make 240. One is create another 120 frames. So now you start with 60 frames input, but the TV makes 180 on its own for 240 frames. So 75% of the frames are made by the TV. Well, that's one method, and you can really get rid of motion blur that way. But if you don't do it properly, you can also add in artifacts at the same time. Another method is to create 120 frames, but then do backlight scanning or backlight blinking. This creates the effect in your mind that there are 2 frames for every actual existing frame. So you get the same motion benefits of having 240 actual frames, but you don't have any risk of adding motion blur. And it basically, to anyone, it's going to look exactly the same. Either way you try to do 240. So we have the full matrix local dimming, we have the ClearScan 240, we have what we call crystal coat on this screen. Crystal coat means that you don't have to worry about the lighting environment for the TV. In a dark room, they all look pretty good as far as contrast, but if you get into a bright room where you have a lot of ambient room light, you can get some amount of washout. Not as much as plasma, but on LCD you can still get some amount of washout from ambient light. With crystal coat, that light is reflected off into various directions, but not towards you. It doesn't allow light to get into the LCD layer. It doesn't allow light to get back to your eyes. You keep that contrast, up to 30% contrast improvement versus sets that don't have the crystal coat technology. We've also done other things like in sound. This is the only TV around with Dolby volume. So if you've ever been annoyed by loud commercials or changing stations, especially between analog and digital, and you get very loud or very low stations, Dolby volume takes care of that for you. If the station is too loud, it brings it down. If the station is too low, it brings it up. But it's not a simple attenuator. What it does is it keeps the quality of the sound. So the mix of bass and treble is kept at any given sound level, and it's really the only system that does that, and we're the only TV that has this. We have a full complement of inputs. Not just do we have 4 HDMIs, but they are fast HDMIs. And so you don't have to worry about 5 or 6 second switching. We have Instaport, so they're almost immediate switching between HDMI ports. We have IR pass-through, so you can hide your components. We have high-resolution VGA if you want to hook up your computer to this. But even better, we have Resolution Plus. So if you do hook up your computer to this, we have super resolution technology, which is really super up conversion. So even your SDs, your standard DVDs, your video games, your camcorders, and again, anything you put in here from a PC, your internet video, your internet text, is going to look almost full HD with the super resolution technology. You have to see it to believe it. You would think the content is actually full HD, even though it's coming in at an SD level. So super resolution is really something special on the regs of models. From a design standpoint, we have what's called a flush front design here. We're the first really to do that in LCD TV. Normal LCD TVs have an indentation for the screen. We have one complete flush front across the whole TV, and we're the first one. Now you're going to see at this show a couple of people's copying us, but we're the first one to do the flush front on this Cinema Series right behind me. I could go on and on. We have SD card slots, we have USB ports. This is really, really the top of the line. You owe it to yourself to see the 670.